I'm going to try my best here. I have a podcast microphone and I'm just going to be yapping. So, I am currently in Michigan right now for filming and also just to see my family. This is my room back home, very Joshua Tree coded. There are some teenage boys parked outside of the window right now. Terrifying. Teenage boys will always be super scary to me. But yeah, so I wanted to film another yap session for you guys. I have the best coffee in Birmingham, Michigan, Birmingham Roast. If you've ever been there, get their cold brew. It's super good. Love it. Also, I wanted to I have topics written down that I kind of want to get to, but I want to start off by talking about how weird it is to kind of have an online following. Not that mine is that huge, but people here will this has literally only happened to me once in California, and I'll get to that. I'll do a little mini story time in here. But people that I don't know who apparently follow me and know my family, know my siblings, they will come up to me and talk to me and be like, "Hey Kaya, how are you? How's this? How's that?" And I'm like, "You look like a stranger to me. I don't recognize your face. Who are you? Can you please tell me who you are?" I'm kind of confused. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just genuinely trying to put my finger on who I'm talking to because I don't know. I don't know if this is something that just happens when you have a mom who everyone kind of knows in the area, but I'm here like this. It's happened to me already being here 3 times. And that's absolutely absurd. But there was one time in LA that freaked me out. So I had just gotten a video on TikTok to 1 million views. This was last summer, and I had just finished a run and I was walking into a coffee shop literally 2 feet away from my place. This is why this is more creepy to me, because it was so close to where I lived. And I walk in there and I'd been there a couple of times, but not enough for me to be chatty with the baristas and for them to know my name or my order. But this guy literally was taking my order and he's like, "Hey Merkaya, how are you? How's this and this and this?" I was too stunned to speak because first of all, my name is super weird. It's not like you're just going to say it. I'm pretty sure he said my government name too. I go by Merkaya or Kaya. Freaked me out. I couldn't figure it out. I was talking on the phone to my friend and I'm freaking out. What is going on? Who is this? I go through my Instagram. This guy started following me on Instagram. And I'm like, "Oh my God, he just knows me from Instagram." He had followed me a week or two before this. And I had never seen him at that coffee shop. Normally, I recognize baristas when I see them. I'm a coffee girl. I know. So that was just so weird. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that. Maybe if your family is known or something like that. But I just think it's so freaking weird. And it made me feel so homesick. That in particular. But yeah, I don't like that. But speaking of digital footprints, I need to talk about this because my whole life I have made YouTube videos. Well, not my whole life. Since I was literally 10, 11, I was posting little YouTube videos and my friends would make fun of me and be like, "Aren't you embarrassed to post that, blah, blah, blah." I have never in my life been embarrassed of something that I have posted. I have free will. This is my personality. This is who I am. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not being fake. This is genuinely what you get. So to be embarrassed, you would have to be ashamed of who you are. So fuck a digital footprint. Really, who cares? I just posted a really embarrassing video of me playing my clarinet on my little Instagram subscription thing and on Threads. And who cares? Another thing, people are always like, "You have the craziest digital footprint because you are on every social media platform." Not true. But I do fuck with Threads. I don't know why. I love Threads. I was on Twitter for a bit. It's too hard to navigate now. I don't really go on there. X, Twitter, whatever. Primarily, I am such an Instagram girl, like to my core. Like it is truly my favorite. But when I am in Michigan and I don't have much to do, like I'm not in nature when it's cold out, like not I'm not here for that, okay? So when I'm here, I have more time to like doom scroll, if you will, on TikTok. And obviously we have seen the Alabama Barker of it all, like go off Oklahoma. The bad baby is coming out. Like that. I'm from a very small, trashy town, scary gangs, like small town with a lot of crime, like unsafe. So like the bad baby drop, that lore, like I know people like Danielle Bregoli. Like I know people who are like Alabama Barker as well. So like it hit home. I thought it was really funny. So I've kind of been going down a rabbit hole with that. But then also like I love a Nepo baby so much. And like fuck like small talk with people. Like I'm gonna ask you your favorite Nepo baby. Like my favorite Nepo baby is Romy Mars. And that's simply because I love Phoenix. I love her dad. He's an amazing singer, but also like Sophia, like amazing director. So iconic also, like with teens in the 90s, like her, Spike Jones, like that whole scene. She's just so cool. So her daughter to me is like chef's kiss Nepo baby. I think she's doing it right. I love the things she posts. Like she knows she's a Nepo baby. She doesn't care. It's like she's posting with Francis Ford and with Jacob Elordi, and she's also like vaping, and she's just being her. And I think she's really truly my favorite Nepo baby. But yeah, like I'm gonna ask you your favorite Nepo baby. She just made a TikTok about Alabama Barker and got like hate for it, but like she's so real for that. Like what other Nepo baby do you know that's getting into drama with like other Nepo babies? Like literally I don't know, truly. Not to be like talking about a lot of pop culture and stuff, but I just think that has really like I've tunnel visioned in on that this week. But like also I want to talk about the Oscars simply because of the fact that okay, this is not about the Oscars. This is about me personally. We all know Honora won. I don't know what it won. I didn't watch the Oscars, but it won a lot of awards. Mikey Madison is incredible. That entire cast is incredible. I think that those actors, like, they had so much care for their characters that they really did an incredible job. I never pay attention to that, okay? I'm always the one jumping on, oh my god, this cinematography is so amazing. Like this transition was so good. Look at that edit. Like that's what I normally look at when I see a movie. I don't typically pay attention to the actors. I know that sounds random and weird, but like I don't think about what goes into acting because it's just not like what I'm interested in the film industry. It's truly the visuals and the like sound of it all. But like you can tell the amount of care that those actors put into that movie. And since last year, 2024, since I saw that movie, I said that is like the best movie of the year. It's incredible. Like it's so deep and thought-provoking, yet so funny. It's hilarious. I recommended this movie to every single one of my friends. I talked about it on the podcast with my dad as well, the Solo Moviegoers Club podcast. Not one of my friends, actually, Dustin, shout out Dustin. Dustin did watch Honora. He didn't like it, but not one of my friends that I recommended this movie to watched it. They didn't believe me. They're like, I don't want to watch it. It doesn't look good, blah, blah, blah. And it's winning awards. Like, not to be that person, but I hate when people jump on bandwagons as well. with like things that I like they'll be really mean to me and judgy about something that I do, and then 6 months later they'll be on it. Same with music, same with styles, same with literally everything that I do. This might sound really like rude and obnoxious and like you're not all that, but truly it does bother me, like when people can't just be nice to you about the things that you like or the things that you recommend, and then to also turn around like 6 months to a year later and be hopping on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? Like with my feathers, people do that. With songs that I like, people always do that. Movies as well. That will always just be a peeve of mine. Like, and then they'll think that they had the original thought about it. Does that make sense? Like, I hate it. I truly think that that is like my kryptonite when it comes to being with friends and friend groups, is the overall like jealousy of it all. And I've had to come to terms with that a lot recently, like just with like losing friends and stuff. It really sucks, but you truly like learn how to move on and grow for yourself and to meet new people, and that you are really just in like a chapter of my life. Like you are not there forever, and that's okay. Like I'm myself forever. I will make new memories with new people, and it's not all that bad. I've really come to terms with coping with people coming in and out of my life recently as well, because I mean, I've been familiar with that concept since forever. I mean, I was like bullied middle school, high school. I've switched schools 9, 10, 11 times, like a lot. Like we moved a lot when I was a kid. So I always had to like leave friends, but I would keep them. I would stay in contact with people. But once I hit middle school was when people started to bully me and be mean to me that were my friends and make fun of me. And it was really hard for me to cope at the time with losing them and without talking to them. And I would kind of just like dwell on it for a long time. But now I've truly, as an adult, learned to kind of move past it and realize that it's not me, it's other people. I'm not hurting. I'm good with myself. And I think that's the truest form of like confidence and growth, is like being secure with you and yourself only. And that took a lot of growing for me. I went through a lot in high school, not to like get deep or whatever. I went through a lot, and like truly like very taxing things. I don't want to get into depth, but trust me, really scary, dark things. And get in like pulling myself out of that scenario and seeing life from the outside, I realized like people come, people go. You only have yourself forever. Truly, truly. Like, not to be like all emo and lonely, but like work on yourself first, always. So that's just what I have to say about that. But to get on like a lighter sort of topic, I feel like the Oscars are just in my head because all I've been seeing is clips like Kieran Culkin, like with his wife. Like, what a great guy. Like, what? He's holding her bag, talking about having a fourth kid during his speech, all these funny things. But what I really loved was Adam Sandler showing up in some Aviator Nation and just like killing it and being funny and himself. And truly, to be totally honest with you, I am in love with Adam Sandler. I've loved him since I was a little kid, always my comfort actor. Every single movie of his has always been like my favorite movie ever. Like, duh, like you've seen Happy Gilmore. Like, you've seen these movies. They're all so phenomenal. Even like the newer ones. Like, I'll watch a Hoobie Halloween, like, duh. Uncut Gems, insane. Made me so mad, but was so insanely good. He is a great actor and comedian. And I've been talking a lot about stand-up lately because the cast of this movie that I'm working on is stand-up comedians. And I like, people always tell me that I'm witty and that I'm funny. Like, I would love to go to an open mic. So if anyone wants to do that with me, keep it on your radar, because I feel like I have gone through enough of traumatic experiences where I can be funny. And that's really hard for people, I think, to think about me. But I'm super witty. I always have been. But yeah, so talking a lot about stand-up comedians, especially the ones in this film that I'm working on, and also like Adam Sandler of it all. I have dreams about these comedians, okay? Like that's how obsessed with stand-up I am. Like this is so funny. I wrote this down. This is like one of my most distinct, vivid dreams. I maybe had this dream like a year or two ago. It was where Adam Sandler was in Malibu with like his wife, and I was friends with David Spade. Like David Spade and I were best friends. Okay, this is crazy. Like why? Like I love David Spade. I think he's hilarious. And so David Spade was in Malibu too with me. We were like hanging out. We were going to the beach. He was like, "Dude, this is so funny. Like, do you want to write this script with me? Like this is going to be huge. Like we could pitch this to Adam. Like let's write this script." And like obviously at the time that I had this dream, I was writing scripts and like thinking I was really funny. Scripts are so hard for me to write. Like I can write prose all day, like whatever, short stories. Scripts, oh my god, they're so hard. So like this was like an ego boost for me. So David Spade was saying how good my script was. So we went to dinner with Adam Sandler and I was making him cry laugh the whole night in this dream. And like he's like, "I need your script. Like I'll buy it from you. You can direct the movie," like all this stuff. So truly, like honestly, I wrote that down in my diary and in like my phone and my notes app as like a goal of mine. I would die, die to work on an Adam Sandler movie. But like I would also cry just to like be in his presence, I think. It's so funny how I have like the most niche, weird idols, I guess you could say. I don't know if it's an idol or just like someone that makes me feel safe because it reminds me of like my childhood. Adam Sandler, definitely one of those people, safe people. Love. Also like Ringo Starr. Like if you guys don't know my Ringo Starr lore, I'm sure you do, but when I was really young, like 3 years old, I learned how to read. So I only like to read biographies, and I read the Beatles biography and I was obsessed. I learned about Ringo Starr the most. I mean, the biography didn't paint like John Lennon in a great light. Paul, like I learned a little bit about him, but there was something very relatable about Ringo, his upbringing, him being really sick as a kid, going to comas, going in and out of comas, his love for photography, his veganism and vegetarianism, and just like he like transitioned between the two, but like I just found it very relatable as a 3-year-old girl who had just become like vegan and who was also in love with like photos and imagery. So I gravitated towards him, and he was a drummer. I wanted to be a drummer. Ringo Starr is like my idol. Like I always say this, but like he is someone that I wish I could have married, like fully. Like I wish I was older so that I could have married him. He's happily married with Barbara. Like he's got Barbara. He has kids. He is fully 82 years old. But I'm in love with him. He's also a Cancer. So there you go. That's a little bit of my lore, like about that. But I would say like Ringo Starr is number 1 tier, and then second tier is like Adam Sandler. Like, to be totally honest with you, I genuinely can't think of anyone else that's like at that level for me of like, oh, yes, don't meet your idols, but like, oh, I'm meeting Adam Sandler and I'm meeting Ringo Starr fully. I know that's so stupid. But also, like, it's crazy. People like that will really influence your whole entire life. Like, Adam Sandler had so many movies where there was like cheesy dad rock playing in it, and like now I listen to that music unironically because I genuinely just love it, and it reminds me of like good times in childhood. And I think that that's like the goal of like actors, directors, producers, is to like have some sort of legacy where their work really influences you and reminds you of like good parts of your life in childhood. So I thought I would mention that. And like him wearing Aviator Nation at the Oscars last night was literally mwah, chef's kiss. Basketball shorts, Aviator Nation. Like he looks good. Like he looks so great and so fun and like unserious. And I think like events like that are so cheesy. As someone who works in the film industry, I think awards are so cheesy and they don't mean anything. Like movies, art in general is so subjective. How can you give an award for the best actor to someone when millions of other people think that another person deserved it? I think it's silly. But to get off of that like sort of topic of the Oscars, more so onto TV, I wanted to talk about a song that has been stuck in my head because of the White Lotus. First of all, the new music theme song for White Lotus, like, why did they change it? I just want to dance. It's still good. It's not Jennifer Coolidge impeccable, but it's like good still. The show itself, like I will continue to watch the show until it's done. But there is a song that they keep using, and I had to like Google it, like because I know the song, I just don't know the name. It's Maria Tambien, and it's like where you'll know it. Like play it right now, you will know what this song is immediately. But they play it all the time during transitions of the show where there's like characters like maybe intermingling or walking or where they figure something out, and it goes ha, ha, dun, 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 dun. Like I can't even do it, but like it's like dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's been stuck in my head since White Lotus dropped. So that's like a song of the week, I would say. It's my phone fell. It's honestly like a really good song. Like I don't hate it. I don't hate that it's stuck in my head, but you know what? It's like there. And then there's another song that's been stuck in my head. Like obviously I love Leonard Skinner so much, but recently this is maybe just like my timeline, my digital For You page, but like the song That Smell by Leonard Skinner is all over for me everywhere. It's been so stuck in my head. And then another one, I have been having a really hard time falling asleep here at night just because of the time change. It's not crazy, but it's 3 hours. So I've been falling asleep every single night to Barracuda by Heart. Like, how does that put me to bed? How does that song put me to sleep? I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole of looking at videos of Anne and Nancy, who are the sisters in Heart, and like Anne's hair in the 70s, so iconic. It's like bangs. I need to like fix my bangs. Like I want them like more dramatic, but there's she parts it down the middle. It just looks so good. Also, Nancy's hair looks good. It's a little bit more like poofy for me, but I feel like Nancy's hair looks like my hair, so maybe I'll get bangs soon. But I do have like a very small forehead. I think it's like a 3 head. I don't know. I feel like once it becomes warm out, my actual style defrosts and I'm back to my 70s flowy girly self. Right now, sweats season, which kind of sucks, but I'll get back. Don't you worry, I will get back to myself very soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for like my yapping that I wanted to do today. I will say that my birthday did pass. I am now 22 years old, which is insane in the membrane. I can't believe it, but I've high hopes for 22. Also, I wanted to get a matching tattoo for my birthday with my friend Dustin. I think I'm going to do that. I'm not a big tattoo girly, but I do want one on my foot. No one steal this idea. No one steal this idea because I'm going to get it on my foot. It's a tattoo that says shoes because I never wear shoes, especially at the beach towns, at the grocery store, in Malibu. I never wear shoes. I hate shoes. That's my signing off. So that was like, is that from Hunger Games? Like, I don't know. I've never seen it.